Okay, and just trying to remember what we need to do next. Okay, well, since we're oh yeah, of course. So we're going to till some more land. We'll see why. So we till this land here, and we'll till some more next to it, like such. And we'll till more land here, and more next to it. We'll see why shortly. There's a couple more fruit-bearing trees down here. Just grab all that. Might as well get this wild wheat while we're down there. There's a bit more wild wheat. Some more. There we go. Oh, there's one more there. So we'll grab that as well. After that, we'll chop down some more trees, because we're probably going to be low on wood. There's a couple still dotted around. Right, so the field's filled in. So all the wheat that we're going to be getting from this will now go straight into bread making. And that's going to be quite a lot of wheat. Obviously, as the population grows, we're going to need more. And yeah, we're going to need to be able to increase the amount of food that we're making. So where is everyone? Right, we've got a lot of stone, so stone's fine for now. Just waiting for them to do all this. Right, all that land is tilled, so next we will start growing our own trees. So we'll plant all these trees here, which will continuously regrow. They collect these little bushes, and they'll plant them here. These will grow into trees, and then if the map runs out of trees, which is unlikely, but you never know. Well, it's just so that we've got a constant supply, we're never going to run out, and it's a lot less travel for them, because they've got to go all the way down here just to get these trees. And also we want to set them to collect wood as well. There's different types of wood that you can get. There's no jungle trees or palm trees or snow trees here. It's just these two. So we need to collect it from these two. So we'll put that as 15 and that as 15. So together we should be rounding out at about 30. As they'll collect 15 of these trees and 15 of these trees and equal out to 30. And he's falling asleep. And they're falling asleep. It doesn't matter if you just let them sleep wherever they please, like this. I think it does lessen the rate that their sleep satisfaction is raised, though. You're better off getting them. Well, eventually we'll get them rooms with beds. I think that fills up their satisfaction faster, so they do more work. So we're getting quite a bit of bread. And let's get an extra mill ready as well, because we're going to use that in a bit. Put it a bit spaced out so there's room for the flour to be placed around it. And finally we will get... which ones are these? These are pine, so we want normal trees here. So we've got two types of trees. They both give the same wood, but with two types. Yeah, it's just, you know, might look nicer. And now here we can plant some apple trees, and they'll be a lot closer and will give us a good supply of apples. Actually, have we got any apples left? No, it's under food. Well, we've got 6 left, and 12 pairs, so that's fine for now. They're going to focus on eating the bread because it's a higher value compared to just fruit. I think we can actually see that. If we go onto here, yeah, fill 75% compared to the fruit 25%, 20%. So they'll always go for the best food that's available first, and once that's run out, they'll go for other supplies. So if we have no bread, they'll go for the fruit. Right, so we've got the extra mill. We'll keep that off for now. No, we might as well keep it on, because we're going to need the flour to make stuff. And we're not keeping the wheat for anything else. So let's harvest all this wheat that's growing. Off you go. Just doing it manually, just so we've got a good supply of starting wheat. So they'll collect all this wheat, it will regrow, we'll have tons of wheat to turn into flour to make into bread. So these will start growing, and we'll have some constant supply of apples without the need to go down here. Since these are coming back, let's just collect all these again. We're gonna need them to turn them into seeds to plant, rather than them eating them. So there we go, we've got a good supply. They will take the wheat into the mill, and they'll get flour out of it, which can be baked into bread. Still a lot of work that needs doing. These aren't built yet. I think it's because no, we're not out of wood. It's because I've given them too much stuff to do. So we've reached a point where there's so much work to do that we haven't got the villagers to do it. But they'll eventually get around to it. It just can take a while for them to do it. So, is there anything we can do to lighten the load? Let's turn... no, we'll keep that there. Right, well, these are already growing, these are all planted. We'll just leave it for now, he won't try to lighten the load. And later on we'll get more villagers, which will be able to handle the increased workload. And I still haven't chopped these trees down. And we can see why from here. Right. So we want that at the bottom because we're not butchering anything. I like to keep the tilling down low, and we want haul a bit higher. Yeah. So that should be good enough. So hauling is moving supplies around. Now we're going for the trees. Yeah, hauling is moving the supplies around, putting them into storage. Yeah, iron construction is for obviously constructing items, wall construction and constructing walls. We've got tilling and chopping, that's why. But we're keeping that low because we only need to do it once. Yeah, you only need to till the ground once. And we can hear people eating. So we'll take a quick break here so I can turn the sound off so you can hear me over there loud chomping. Bear with me again. Okay, we're back. The sound is off. So, alright, all this has been tilled, so we'll plant the pears here. Now we've got both apples and pears growing as well. And now we can keep an order for them to gather them. So we'll keep those at 6. Oh, we finished these finally. Right. You need to manually set what you want them to store. So right now everything is enabled. So we want to disable all as such. Manage container, disable all. And we want them to store only wood here, because that's what the carpentry is for, wood. And do the same here. And for the masonry, we'll have them store stone. Stone, container, and enable stone. There's a lot of supplies. Sometimes you don't really need to keep them stored, because they can still use them when they're placed around like this. But it just saves the travel time. So we're getting a good supply of flour, which is being made into bread, which they can eat. The pear trees are being planted. There's one apple tree left. I think we're out of apples, that's why. And we've got 2 apples left. But that'll get planted eventually. Yep, there we go. All done. So we've got our apples, we're getting our pears. Now let's start getting them a personal room. So it's 3 by 3 for a room, like so. We've got 11 villagers, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and let's get one more for even 12. Now, as soon as you build it, you can see here that people have moved it into that room. That's now their room. They'll go there to sleep. And we'll get the beds in for each individual room. Directly in the middle. So they'll use the beds to sleep. After that, we'll get a where is it? Dining room. There it is. We'll get a dining room. This is where they go to eat. I'll just get a relatively small one. They'll go here to eat. There we go. She's eating in the dining room. And let's put a table and some chairs in there. And decoration also improves their happiness. And now we can... let's just get some walls. You can get different coloured roofs, which I find useful just for organisation. So for red we will use villager specific rooms, so in this case the personal rooms. Put that there. And blue for construction and baking. Oh, bloody stone hammer's blocking it. A stone hammer counts as a tool, but it's stored in the weapon and armor chest. So we'll plonk those down so they can move it. Oops. And finally, that's another red for the dining room. We're not going for pretty, just basic. You can obviously make it look a hell of a lot better than I have. Right, finally we need to get doors, which is under furniture. So, wooden door, plonk that there, plonk that there, there, there. There we go. Oh yeah, over here as well. Blue for construction, not construction, but baking and cooking type of building, which is getting blocked by this. I'm moving it. Okay. One left. Hope you move that soon. Get the door ready. There are certain types of walls and doors that decay over time. For instance, we got here a mud wall. That will decay over time, whereas these wooden walls don't decay over time, and these stone walls don't decay over time. And because there's a very limited supply of stone, we're using wooden walls because we've got an unlimited supply of wood. So, they've already started on the walls. So at this point it's fairly easy what you're supposed to be doing. We're just keeping the food supply up, which I think is starting to run low. Oh no, it's being stored. That's fine. So, yeah, we've still got a good amount of food, but we're going to want to bump that up a little bit. We'll bump it up by... no, wrong one. We'll bump it up by 1. And we'll also start getting some apple pie and some pear pie, which is actually better than the bread. So bread's 75%, 85%, 85%. So once those have started being baked, they'll actually be eating the pies over the bread. So the bread will become the secondary food. Speaking of which, let's plonk that down to 4 and plonk these up to 6. Okay. And since we're going to be making a lot of pies, we'll keep the pie production high. So, let's... no, we can't do that yet because I've forgotten where I put in the doors. Roads, improve happiness, make everything look pretty. So we'll probably have to skip a few steps. I've got an extra room which will house an extra citizen. I'm not sure if you get new citizens on tutorial mode, but that's probably fine. As long as you supply them with what they need and have enough patience, you'll get new people. So the reason that we're probably not getting a citizen is because this is still pretty basic. We haven't got any walls, the bedrooms aren't finished, the dining room's not finished. Once all this is done, the happiness will likely skyrocket. We're gonna need to get some extra wheat as well. The reason being is because pies require flour, and the bread requires flour, so we're using up twice the amount of flour. No, sorry, 3 times the amount of flour because we're making apple pie and bread. No, sorry, apple pear pies and bread. So we need to make sure that we're getting enough flour to supply all that. Someone's getting hungry. You can see there that he's got a little flashing icon to show that he's hungry, and he's going to eat a pie. Right, so since we're getting a lot of wood, what we can do, just do that. Just chop all those down now, since a lot of them are grown, so we get the wood. Right, so let's go into armor sets, because if we start getting citizens, we're going to run the risk of being sieged, so we want to keep them supplied with armor and weapons. So we don't have any iron, so we're going to have to go settle with wooden armor. So we plonk those up to 1. So they'll always have a set of armor, wooden armor on hand. And we can get stone, so let's get some stone weapons. And we don't have any iron, so we can't get any iron weapons or bones. So stone will do. Let's make sure that we got enough stone. We do, but let's just get these last little bits. So I'll go to the carpentry here to make the weapons and the armor, and once they've been made, we can start equipping villagers. They can still die with the armor quite easily. It just increases their chances of surviving an encounter with a monster, depending on the monster's strength. For instance, unarmored, without a weapon like this, they'll probably die often against anything. With the armor and weapons, they can probably survive froggies, small spiders. I'm trying to think of the other ones. I think they can easily survive brownies. Brownies are in the jungle environment. Well, yeah, pretty much. And in the worst case, you have them gang up on enemies. She's fallen asleep on... Oh no, she hasn't. Right, so... Right now we can see what the doors are. Let's just get a bit of road. So to build the road... Oh, damn it, we were not going to have the stone. Well, we'll do it for like that. So just in between these buildings, we'll get road. We could finish it, but that means a lot of time used up to gather the stone that we need. And I should be teaching, not playing. Still haven't gotten this. Right, so let's change the priorities again. So we'll put horning down again, and put those up, and put wall construction up. There we go. I've stopped making the walls because we're running low on wood. And we haven't chopped down the new ones yet. But, yeah, again, we've got a large amount of work for just 11 villagers. Well, 9, because 2 are sleeping. Others are going to be off eating, so we've probably got 6 working at any time. There's a lot of work to be done. Obviously, we definitely need them to continue making food. Yeah, because no food, people will start starving. But that's a top priority, so we're likely not going to run out. And I'm being smart about it and making sure we've got a big, hefty supply. We've got plenty of flour to make pies and bread, and we've got plenty of wheat, and we've got apples and pears on standby, and we've also got all these trees down here we can harvest, just in case things get really bad. Right, so that'll be the wheat field enlarged. That'll probably be enough for this level, if not too much, but too much isn't a bad thing. So, oh okay, they've started making the armor, so there's the helmet ready. I think at this point we should switch over to one of my proper saves, as I can show easier everything. But that probably won't be the case. This will likely be a short tutorial, because this is only in the alpha state. If you're interested in the game, I'll have a link in the description where you can buy it. And because it's in the alpha state, it's going to be cheap. It was £9 for me. It's easily worth £9. It's a very fun game. So, I think we'll stop here. I've covered a lot of the basics, the rest is just advanced stuff, but as you can see, no one's dead, we're doing fine, we've got food. Anything more than this will probably start turning into a Let's Play. But I may revisit it. The only thing left to do objective-wise is to go into the dungeon. The dungeon is the 3rd level below here, so we'd dig down again and we'd be in the dungeon. The dungeon is full of monsters. We're obviously not going to go down there yet because all we've got is villagers. What we would want before we go into the dungeon is a tavern room. Well, not a tavern room, but a tavern, which is this one here. We get a tavern like that. We get a couple of rooms around it, so just say there. Right, and this will attract heroes. Heroes are pretty much necessary to go into the dungeon to clear it out, because they're strong, they gain levels. I've only had one die, and that was only because he retreated because he was low health, and they followed him into his room and then killed him. That was kind of funny, but yeah, pretty much that's almost everything you need to learn. The rest is just going through and learning for yourself. This is just the bare basics. Well, I'm not going to say that this tutorial's finished, because I may come back to revisit it. Maybe turn it into a Let's Play tutorial like Tropico and Anno. But for now, I think this will be good enough. So, I hope this short tutorial-ish part has been useful. If you like the game, buy it, because it's independent. You buying it pays for them to finish the game, and you get it cheap. So, keep an eye out in the future if you're interested, if I revisit this tutorial. In the meantime, happy gaming.